Going on, everybody? Happy Friday. So I wanted to go over a couple things on this update, just some things to kind of show you, get ahead and get some feedback on before final release. I wanted to spend a little bit more time on it because I wanted to focus on the biggest thing is time to value. And not only for you as a direct user of the platform, but your clients as well. I understand that most agencies are not just doing AI, right? You're doing ads, you're doing go high level, you're maybe doing SEO, you're doing a lot of other things. And so your time shouldn't 100% be spent building AI, building bots, building things like that. So what I would like to do is speed up enough resources for not only you to be able to do that, but your clients to be able to do that as well, pretty hands off. And I've spent a lot of time, dedicated a lot of resources to trying to make this happen to the best of my ability. So I'm going to go over some stuff that I've preemptively tried to do to handle some things like that for you. Talk about how everything is going to work now, and then show you some of the features I think is pretty cool and exciting. And hopefully with release soon. The reason I say with release soon is mostly everything's done. But right now I'm just really focusing on like peripherals and enablement, right? Like I could release this right now and we'd probably be fine. But the idea is to not only release this, but release enough resources as well alongside of it to kind of take your deployment to the next level, is what my hope is here. So I'll kind of show you how everything's going to work, what I've tried to do to make everything easier for everybody, and hopefully kind of drive the the standard of AI deployment, AI creation forward. So let's get into it. So I'm in a beta environment. This is the environment that a few have used to test. And so what you have here is we added a dashboard where you'll be able to see, you or your client will be able to see chat and voice minutes for their specific location, along with just some general analytics of just like new conversations, contacts, calls, messages. Also, preemptively, the idea of AI being customer facing is kind of the standard. The problem is again, is we don't want you staring at a screen all day. We want you to actually tangibly be generating results with AI, right? And we also want you to be very much in the loop of understanding your deployment and understanding if there is some sort of issue or error, what your required next steps are, rather than you having to go seek them out. So you see two things here, which is required action and tasks. And what we do here is preemptively populate these along your journey of deployment with things that you need to do. And these are not things that are just like, there are some that, are put in manual or like automatically, right? Like when you, open a location, we'll put in like, put in your key, create a bot, create a knowledge base, things like that. So there are things that we've preemptively put in there, but also your AIs have been pre-programmed with the ability to not only self-learn for themselves, but to talk to you as their owner in case there is a problem, something they may need to address in a conversation, something like that. They'll be able to actively send you either a task to say, hey, check this, or maybe you should do this, but they'll also be able to give you some required action if it's something urgent. Example, your calendar is drafted and they cannot book, then they'll send like, hey, undraft this calendar, please select another one. And so that's how these two things divvy out. Well, I probably redact this. Could this be redacted into one thing? Probably. And that may be what I do just for simplicity. I think it makes everybody's life a little bit easier. But it adds almost a third dimension of how AI communicates not only to your customers, but to you, to not only make it better, but to keep you in the know. And then also how to keep you, again, the whole idea of time to value, how to make your deployment better without you having to figure it out. Right? So then you have in the top right hand corner right here, these are going to be templates that I'll show you here, but we have the courses here, right? So we're going to be incentivizing you and your clients to be able to learn more about Go High Level, about our platform, and about AI in general. To preemptively kind of educate people, again, it's just kind of playing offense here with support and success, not only for you and your clients. And I know a lot of people may do courseware, they may do help docs and things like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to award the location, the sub account that completes these modules with voice minutes for completion. So we want to incentivize the learning of not only the platform, but Go High Level, and then AI in general, so that you can be very, very educated going into this, and your clients can be very, very educated and create very, very tangible AI models to do these things for them. And again, the whole idea is not to just sell you a bot. There's a million platforms that do that. What I want to sell you is results. And I'm hoping that things like this may be able to, in a way, almost gray labeled, kind of step in and incentivize you and your clients to be able to learn more about these things, become more educated, which stops support for you, which makes your deployments better, and makes everybody's life a little bit easier. Over here, we have a video library, and again, just templates right now. So the idea of white label, right? We can't just say like, go to our YouTube channel and check out like how to build a bot, right? And even if we were to embed a YouTube or a Vimeo or something like that, they'd be able to track it. And we have gray label resources, like we have createassistance.com for our backend code, and that's our marketplace app and everything like that. But the idea is to not have to ruin the white label, and also to put these things in front of the people in a place where they don't have to go anywhere to do it, right? That's kind of the theme of this whole thing, if you haven't noticed. So we're going to internally be hosting videos, almost like a video streaming platform inside for not only content that we put out in gray labeled fashion, but community puts out in a gray labeled fashion. Will be put in here for not only things like just setting up some stuff, which is relevant, by the way, and I'll show you this. It's really, really exciting. But just things like advanced use cases like solar, snapshots, things like that. And also like just some cool resources. Like if you're in med spa, and we have a video on how to tangibly maybe do something different in your sales process that may bring you more results with AI, and that'll be kind of the stuff you see here. And you can kind of see the sections up top of how they're divvied out. All right, so dashboard, these over here, great. Now, conversations is the same. The data that is fed here has been optimized. And so our end-to-end response time on a go high level process message tends to be 1 to 3 seconds end-to-end. And that sits in just about every channel. And so the processing, the ability to process has significantly gotten beefed up is, I guess, the best adjective to put here. And so I'll have your conversation, which will in turn create permanent conversation memory. And then we'll even have some options for, because of the OpenAI key change, we'll have some things to save you on some money on things like tokens, right? So we always have done permanent conversation memory, but that may be expensive for someone who, may want to do this on a budget, right? A client, or maybe you don't want to spend $1 million a month on OpenAI tokens, which is fine. So we'll have some optimized things on a system that we built in the back end called the Guardian, where we can either do permanent conversation memory, we can do summary, and then we can also do kind of embeddings along the way dynamically. Super, super fun. But the conversations will always be here. The interface is a little bit optimized, but it's a test account, so you really can't see anything here. Performance, the same as it's been. This will get beefed up with more analytics, so you can see your usage, chat, voice, requests, API requests, logs, anything associated with your account. Front end, back end will be here, and you'll be able to see actionable analytics about it. This is where, like, for example, on chat, you'll be able to see your overall conversion rate versus your AI's conversion rate. And then just some analytics like time saved by using AI. And it's a good thing to actually show clients and, kind of put in the face of the clients, which is the reason that it's there. And also what this will be able to do is, from the agency perspective in your admin dashboard, you'll be able to schedule this to be sent in a optimized, really pretty email to your clients, either from our gray label email or from your high level specifically. We will just send it from your high level. And so you'll be able to, automatically and proactively not only, enable them to do a lot of cool things, but keep them in the know, keep them in the loop in case it is just a managed client and they're not actually touching this portal. So yeah, requests, logs, all that stuff's in here. Totally transparent, customer facing. All right, so knowledge. So we go here to knowledge. Not much has changed. You create a knowledge, just some interface changes, making everything look really, really nice and easy to use. Some things that you may see here that are different. So here's your knowledge base. This is where, we embed all of your stuff, and we'll be able to reference those different embeddings. And so one thing that you may see different here besides this, these are going to come to fruition. So you'll be able to upload text, file, URL, generate FAQs, train from search on Google, and then upload audio MP4. We'll transcribe it and throw it in a vector embedding as well. So a lot of cool options. These are opening up. I know these have been coming soon for a while, but they'll finally come to fruition. The other thing is generate synthetic data. And the interface for this will look something like you or your client will be able to come here and say what industry you're from, say what your product is, give us a little bit more information about your business, which, by the way, we proactively will scrape the website from the high level now so that we can have a little bit more context behind that and pre-fill some values. Again, time to value, we want you and your clients to fill things out as little as possible, and we want you to, be generating tangible results as quickly as possible. So we'll have some sort of stored data there for you, and then we can generate what would be some synthetic situations for you and your clients to go through and then add to a vector embedding. So it makes it really, really fun. So not only do you have your tangible domain knowledge from adding knowledge up there, but you'll be able to create synthetic situations and show us how you would react to those situations in domain knowledge. So that's knowledge. Nothing's really changed. The actual, so this, you'll be able to put in your own pine cone and do things like that for knowledge. So it'll be a little bit more customizable on where this data is stored. If you have a client that's worried about data security, they can use their own pine cone and we will just act as a pass-through for that, making it very, very easy. But same old, as it's always been. This has been optimized. The system's been optimized, and it's a function-based system. So you're not, running into the go high-level chatbot thing of where it's like, I don't have enough information. But you're also not running into the thing where it doesn't understand domain knowledge to a high degree. So it's a good balance between the two. And we have some safeties on the back half of that, but it's all techie stuff, nothing you need to worry about. All right, assistance. So a couple things here. So I'm going to just proactively delete these. Sorry. This is, by the way, this is a early media and testing account. So we have a ton of people in here who come in here and film the videos proactively for their communities and for YouTube and things like that for this update. And that's what those were. Sorry guys, if I deleted some you were working on. So coming here, right? So getting started, all of the menus on getting started. So if I come here and I delete the knowledge bases, all of these will guide you in a way to do exactly what you need to do in a tangible manner. So you have knowledge, you have assistance, you have widgets, you have active tags, you have phone numbers, all of that's going to be in here, right? And so when you come here, you'll have a couple options for assistance. Now, every AI assistant / bot that you create will be generated by some sort of domain knowledge that we have already on you, plus something that you give us. So there's no need for templates. We'll have some, and I'll show you that. It's really, really cool. But every AI that you create will be completely generated for you via a trained model that has our historical best performers on it and the best performing prompts. We go ahead and we just generate that for you. So at least if you weren't going to go in that aspect, you just want a blank template, you at least have a good starting point. And so what that looks like here is you just put in a name, you put in a description, and if I just put in, so let's do create assistant. Actually, before we do this, I'll show you this. And so import a template. So this is a menu now, so that not only allows you to use our generation system for AI creation, but also you can import an assistant via ID. So in the community and school groups or from YouTube or something that we put out, we usually include an ID of the AI that we built. So you can just copy it over. You'll be able to generate it for you here, either that or grab the ID and import it, or use a quick start template here, which is an appointment setter, support rep, follow-up and engagement, and customer success. And we have some metrics to go along with those things too, just based on the performance of those models. So very, very fun. So I thought I'd show you that first, but let's go here and let's say create assistance. And let's say I need a sales rep for my solar company. Let's just go with something as simple as that. And so now every assistant that you build, we're going to take that and give them some context from the sub-account that we've proactively created and collected and generated. We'll be able to generate. So here's a prompt here. It's not a template. This was generated on the spot just from that. I need a sales rep for my company. So you see some identity, style guide, Rails response guidelines, and then you see your task-based framework, which is what we're really, really big about here. It's what makes these models perform so well. It's the tangible results that you see come from these frameworks. And so you can even see the task that was generated on here was just from that sentence, and you can optimize it there. So you can either regenerate a prompt here, or you can optimize your prompt here. Either one works, so everything that you touch now in the portal can be AI generated with trained examples from us. So we actually have a huge data warehouse. Upwards of like 20 some odd million messages and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we have a lot of data to pull from, and we've been very good about, at least in this recent standpoint of life, been very, very good at analyzing that data and pulling winners out of that. And so we use that to go in and create some of these peripheral models here. So you'll be able to generate prompt, optimize prompt. Your prompt already be generated. You maybe just need to do one or two things here to make the prompt good. But I mean, this thing is pretty stout as is. And I'm going to show you this. So this is kind of fun. So you can run a simulation on this while I go through the rest of everything. I'm going to let it run a simulation. This is going to be an aloof customer profile, someone who is actively looking to buy, but perhaps is not just going to be like, yeah, send, book the appointment or send me, take my money. They're a little bit more aloof. They ask more questions, so you can see what's the average cost of your services. Again, this is a trained model on our end to be able to go there and give you scenarios that you wouldn't think of yourself training these AI models. And you'll be able to message it yourself, so you can do it yourself, or you can run a simulation, just making it a little bit easier to torture test your AI on the front half of it, so you don't have to do it live in the field. Another thing to make this easier, so we have the checklist, things you need to do, things you haven't done, things we need you to do for you to be able to get this out and make tangible results tangible, right? Also from the idea of just, again, optimizing and putting data in your face, right? So everything is completely, you get every bit of information you need about anything to do with AI, anything to do with the platform, all of it. We put it in front of you and your customers so that there's no idea of like, I don't know what this is. There is plenty of resources for this, and we have something cool that I'll show you here in a minute that you can also use for that. So we can see here this conversation already being simulated, all this fun stuff here. We can save changes. We also will have version history, so throughout your deployment as you build this thing. So maybe I'll go here, I'll add a prompt, whatever. We can see my version history here. If I manually save the change, we'll be able to see that version history as a manual save here. And these are actually stored so that you can revert back to these if you ever need to for whatever reason. Everything's auto-saved, but if you have something maybe that worked and your current one doesn't as well, you can just revert back to that one. Change your model here. Autopilot, just some things like max reply, wait time, sleep mode, channels that you want it to talk in. It's going to talk in all, but you can cut off some channels. You can turn sleep mode on or off, and this is just saying when a user or a workflow sends a message other than AI, then we're just going to put the AI to sleep for a little bit, so you guys can talk in tandem but not interrupt each other. Settings are just your active tag, which is your actual tag to get this thing talking. This is the whole new workflow model that we're seeing, funny enough, copied from platforms about 6 months behind, but I'm glad that we're all getting on this infrastructure because it makes things easier of being able to just add a tag and make this thing work. And so you have your active tags live in here. It's also, its own separate menu item, but you're able to access it in here just for ease of use, all in one place. You start to see a theme here. Same thing with phone numbers. You'll be able to come here. We'll get to the importing and the create here in a minute. But all that's going to be in here under the settings, along with temperature, top P, all the other stuff that you want to do. Your voice settings are going to be here. Voice, language, ambient noise, all the fine-tuning settings for your voice. This is going to be your voice generation 11 labs. OpenAI, DeepGram, those are all in there, and those are your way to optimize them. Same thing for calling. So your greeting rules, your pre-call webhook, your post-call webhook, and you're able to initialize from here. Make it really, really easy. Your knowledge, you can add knowledge from here. So we didn't have a knowledge base, but if I go back over here, let's create knowledge, and we'll just say knowledge base. Easy enough, right? What a creative name. And I must have spent forever thinking about that. I can just go ahead and add that to the assistant here, making it really, really easy for, again, just ease of use, but understanding of that's connected, and we see the checklist starting to fill up. So you can add calendars here. There's be a multi-calendar model, so you'll just feed descriptions, and we can multi-book to multi-calendars in the same conversation, making it super, super easy. Tools, you can add functions, so we'll have pre-built functions. They're not populated. This is a test environment, but we have the traditional book an appointment, check appointments, get available times, reschedule, cancel appointments, create notes, tasks, all the like 15, 20 that we already have, plus some more, plus some embedded ones. And then we also give you the ability to create your own. So go in here, you can give it a name, you can give it a description, and you could give us a URL to post to. Whether you need authentication, you can put that here, or you're just going to use high level. We can pass through our key, making it really, really easy. And then some parameters along with this actual function call itself. And what we do is a really, really cool model that we built and actually have a business on as a subsidiary of. We take the mapped responses that you're going to give us. So we initialize this call, You say from this, this MLS, I want the price and I want days on the market or whatever, right? So you just tell us preemptively after initializing this call, I want these two things. And then what we'll do is we'll grab those from the request every time that it's made. And then also we'll be able to prompt inject that way too. So you'll have the ability to send back a prompt along with that data so that you can dynamically prompt inject your models with your custom functions. So very, very fun. So functions, extractions, this is just extracting info from the conversation. Variables, so go high level variables are pre-filled for you. They're also referenceable. Making it very, very easy in chat and voice to be able to go in there and store all of your variables, but also the ones you keep internally. So say there's a prompt that you like to use over and over and over again, for different scenarios, you can just store that in a variable, call the variable, and you don't have to build things a million times. Make it really easy. And then verbiage will swap out words. We'll either swap out words, swap out phrases, put in preferred verbiage, take out, words that you don't want. We'll just, take it out. We can reformat responses using a more casual, more professional model. We can do a couple things here on the back half of verbiage. Not something you need to do, but nonetheless adds a little bit more customization, again, human-like aspect, along with the interim messages from the tool calls and things like that. So, we saw our simulated conversation here. So you saw prompt, optimize. So generate, you can generate a prompt, optimize a prompt. We'll take your current prompt, optimize it a little bit more. You can open this up if this is too small for you. You've seen all the stuff here. You can hide the checklist. You can get some more information about everything, get some more information about the OpenAI models, switch your models. And there's a lot you can do here. So your version history, all that stuff will be here for you, making it extremely easy for you and your clients to deploy AI models. These are no workflow, and these are voice and chat. So you don't have to create a separate chat. You don't have to create a separate voice. These do both, and they can call to both with no workflows. So very, very fun. Okay, so there, and this is powered by our Nova model, which I'm pretty excited about. But we'll go to widgets next. You'd be able to come here, create widgets. You have the orb, you have the pop-up, you have button. Everybody knows that we have those now. Those will now be fed temporary storage for data and like guest visitor storage, things like that. But also we have the chat widget one. I think there's a million open here. Now this feeds to a live environment, so this doesn't actually pull from this data right here just because of the environment it sits in. But you'll be able to customize it, change the color, icon, noises. You'll be able to open up noises, set a delay on those two things. Your menu subheader and your header to greet them, plus your name and call to action. Those will all be customizable. And I don't have it here. And maybe let me pause. I'll pull it up for you real quick. This is probably talking your head off. It's 22 minutes, but this is a lot of stuff, and I hope you're excited about it because I know I really am. We're coming for blood, by the way. If there's another platform watching this, we're coming for blood. All right? Just want to put that warning out there for you because I care about this community. I care about our users. I genuinely do. I want them to have the best and very best thing. I literally degrade my health to make sure that you and your clients are taken care of and you can create a competitive advantage. So just letting you know. So here's the mock-up for the chat widget. So what you'll see here is, your call to action that you were able to put here, right? The ping, the icon, anything is editable here, the color, everything. This is the header, this is a subheader, so you can edit this. This is automatically populated for you so that we, every time the page is refreshed, we generate a random number of agents online to make it seem different, right? And if you're just refreshing, it's the same thing. It would look fake, but we try to make everything look at least real or synthetically real. So you can call in here, which feeds to the voice model of the AI. You can start a live chat here. You can also customize these preemptive prompt to drive visitors or customers to do what you want them to do, right? Or put them in the right direction when they use the chat widget, or they can book directly here. So this one doesn't have any data in it, but it's just going to embed your Go High Level calendar. So they can do those things all preemptively. Plus there's the support articles that you can see here on this one where you create articles with call to actions at the end. And so you can kind of on the front half handle the FAQs for either sales or support, whatever it is, and then add a call to action at the end. So very, very fun. Okay, so that's chat widgets. Active tags is been shown there. Numbers been shown there. API keys, 32-bit encrypted. And we'll also have things for Grok, Claude, Mixtral, Google, Llama. Every AI model that you can possibly want will be in there because we use what we call a triple walkdown structure for on this model specifically to make sure that your AI is always running at any time, at any point. Where we walk down models on OpenAI, then we walk down keys. So your key, your agency's key, my key, And then what we'll do after that, after we walk down the models, we walk down keys, and things are still not working, whatever, maybe the world's ending, we'll try other models, Llama and Grok being one of them. We have a cool account with Grok, so settings, same as it was, and then Help Center got a revamp, if you notice here. So these are like the test environment ones, so it's not all the ones that you see, in the live version, but they'll be able to ask a question here, so not booking. They'll be able to get their article here where they can read through, why or why not they mess something up. And just make it a really, really pretty interface. And also along with that is the search for anything and what I'm calling the magic box. And again, this is what I am, I've showed everybody, I've been so excited about this holy grail of support, right? And so you come here, you can search for anything, right? So if I say new, we had our knowledge base, we had help docs. So this will actually pull from anything. So if I don't remember what I called that assistant, maybe Solar. So if I look up Solar, I can see my assistant, right? And I can just be taken directly to it. And that's just from just searching the word Solar, we found it somewhere in your stuff. Or in the same thing of like knowledge base. If we look up knowledge, we see this knowledge base, we're taken directly to it. So it's an easy way to navigate your portal. Everything's all in one place. It also feeds to help docs too. So you'll be able to just directly go to help docs. But my favorite thing here is if you have a query, for example, I may say something like, how do I dynamically switch bots during a conversation? And say we don't have an article or anything over that, you'll be able to ask what I'm just calling the magic box. You'll be able to ask this here. So can you tell me about this? Use AI to answer your question. And so it has your query there. And then, of course, this is brought to an embedded model where we have some stuff that's not live on here. So it's just going to say this is a text or this is test every time. But you'll be able to dynamically get like actual correct embedded answers to any query that you may have based on the system, Go High Level, and AI in general. We'll have all that information in there for you. So just about any question you or your client could ask, we'll have a tangible answer. If it's not somewhere in the actual portal for the search for everything, then we can actually get you a tangible answer through the magic box up here, and this will be fed as a support widget as well. Our support widget that'll be in here for gray labeled support to your clients, making everything very, very, very easy. And they could also regenerate, so if they need to change it, be like, not booking, they could regenerate here. And so you can just talk to your magic box, making it really, really easy for support success and onboarding, right? All right, so we've kind of seen everything here. We've seen this create assistance button, just some, making everything a little bit more nice to interact with. So everything's been optimized with, in my opinion, some very, very nice UX UI and just about everything. All right, the other thing, importing numbers. Holy shit. Did I get so many inquiries about this? I didn't know how large our international user base is, and I've just felt so bad. Everyone's had to use the transient model or work with pass-throughs and things like that for voice because we just did the US Twilio because it was the easiest thing at the time, one that we could torture test a little bit more. But with this, you'll be able to import your number. I'll show you that real quick. 1 second. Okay. I'm sure I've talked your head off, and I'm sure I'm talking really fast. I mean, we're 30 minutes in. This is a lot of shit, right? In my opinion, I think it's very, very cool. It should speed up your and your clients' time to value. It should make everything a little bit easier. And again, with like 2 clicks here in a sentence, right? I own a solar company. We can go ahead and generate you some tangible, actionable, resulting things. By the way, that prompt is dynamically injected with user persona and booking, so you don't have to worry about that stuff. You can just worry about that. They put it in there. It's whatever. But it's all that stuff's already going to be in there with referenceable variables internally and a high level. Okay, so you can go buy a number easy enough, right? This US based number. But if you're anywhere outside of the US, one, keeping up with like compliance and regulations of all those countries is a little bit tougher. So what we'll do is we'll allow you to import a custom telephony number, and this is not just Twilio. This is any telephony provider in the world that you use that uses SIP trunking. What is SIP trunking? Don't worry about it, all right? I have a document over it, and it's like super, super easy. Has a ton of Deadpool memes and references in it too, so it's like kind of fun to go through. But it'll show you exactly how to do it from a tangible perspective, how to set this thing up, and it's by account. So you just set up a trunk for the account, or your client will set up a trunk for their account. Again, keeping the white label very, very intact, but also allowing us to manage those numbers in a tangible way. So you just set up your SIP trunk. Once you do that, you're able to import numbers that you already have, buy numbers and import them, whatever you want to do here. So this is the termination URI. Again, don't worry about that terminology. There's a full document over it that tells you everything you need to know on how to do it. The whole idea here is to make sure you don't have to think harder than you have to so that you can worry about the tangible stuff. The full document goes over it, and we'll actually have easier ways to do this in the future. But just for right now, grab your termination URI, grab your number, import it, custom telephony here. This is a custom number here. You can call it. It's on Twilio. And actually, no one's going to pick up. I don't have it tied to a model. It's a test environment. But import custom telephony. Very, very fun. You could tie those to models. Also, models for calling will dynamically be able to use numbers. So, we've assigned numbers generally. So you have an assistant, you assign a number. But we're able to dynamically change that for inbound, outbound. For example, you may want a different assistant answering inbound versus making outbound. You may want sales answering outbound or, taking outbound. But you may want like a receptionist type taking inbound. Will allow you to do that. Will allow you to set those parameters of who's answering what and when to use it. And then also we can dynamically inject via our custom workflow action what assistant is going to use that number and take that call if you want to do it that way. Super, super fun. It's very, very exciting. I think that may be it for as far as like the things that like tangibly matter here. A lot of the stuff's really done on the back end, which is just to make your life easier, everybody's life easier. Some other stuff that I'm going to do with this is just cleaning up the interface, making sure everything's good, making sure we're actionably able to give you feedback, making sure that we have all errors mitigated from every side, our side, OpenAI side, Go High Level side, whatever other CRM and whatever we connect to these days. That we're accounting for just about every error that may come up and in some sort of situation handling protocol for those things, because again the idea is uptime here, and I don't want to do support, you don't want to do support, nobody wants to do support, and nobody wants to be supported, they just want it to work, and that's the idea here. So now what you've seen here is in my opinion the first AI model platform that not only pioneered using no workflows, but now we'll pioneer the idea of merging models between chat and voice, dynamically being able to inject and callable to itself. So you're able to control it and it's able to control itself within the actual platform itself. Nothing you need to do on the Go High Level side. Making it super, super easy for you to internationally call, to take inbound, outbound, chat, whatever. It's all self-referenceable. So it's like if it's talking in chat and someone says, "Can you call me?" it will call them. And if they're calling with someone and they say, "Can you send me a text?" it will text them. It's all done in one model. So now we've taken your time to value from creating like 50 assistants that booked them thousands of calendars, need to do calling and texting and area and a million, yada, yada, yada. That's all in one. You just need to do it and we will generate it for you. Easy enough, right? Same thing with knowledge and ton of stuff there. A very, very easy way to deploy actionable, knowledgeable, and easy to use AI for both voice and any written channel. So WhatsApp, custom WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, email, whatever you want is gonna be in there. Super, super easy, right? Super fun. Plenty of support resources on the agency side. So this is a client portal. Those who know the platform know there's the admin portal and there's the client portal. Admin portal is where you do your rebilling and things like that. So you will get a revamp too. We wanted to get the clients in first because they're technically the end user, right? And we want to make sure that this is coming out for them. But you as an agency will be getting a revamp for your admin portal and capabilities inside your admin portal, like creating locations and using us as a pass-through for automation. So when I get Stripe, create Go High Level sub account and deploy AI in it for them based on their URL. That can be done in the admin portal. Let's give it some time. All right. Trying to think what else. I have a ton of fun stuff coming. I don't want to talk about it, but I keep everything in public facing because I love you guys. I really, really do. And let me be sappy here for a moment. The amount of global recognition of the platform and of me, funny enough, has been so overwhelmingly humbling. It's something I never thought we would see in a million years. And for those who don't know, this entire business is ran by just me, and the amazing community behind it. Between school or and YouTube, I could get sappy here all day about it, but I just want everybody to know how appreciated they are and how crazy it is to hit the numbers and the metrics that we have. We're for the WebSocket provider, we're the 7th highest on volume of call volume ever on their platform, and we just did US numbers, so that's like half of our our users can't use because they're international, or in Canada or something else, right? Or they service international company. And also we've done like bulk pricing of voice minutes. Some people just want to pay for what they use, so like 20 or 30% of our users actually tangibly use voice, and because of that, just from the scale, we're the 7th highest volume provider of telephony services. So incredibly humbling. I'm very, very grateful every day that I wake up, which is why I try to work so hard, and I hope that this comes through in everything that I do, that I try to work very, very hard for you, because one, I'm very, very grateful for the impact that everyone has had on my life, and I hope that I've had a similarly positive impact to yours. But let's get the sappy shit out of the way. We're going to be dropping prices significantly. I'm going to be personally taking a lot of losses to make sure that, one, when I told you, if you're also another platform watching this, when I told you I was coming for blood, I mean it. I'm going to be significantly dropping prices, even to the point of tangible losses, personally for me, that I will be paying out of pocket. One, to make sure that you and your clients can get the best price possible on everything that comes to AI, calling, numbers, everything. But also to put a little bit, actually, this is going to be, to put a lot of pressure on other vendors and providers in the space. One, I think voice AI is obviously very, very popular right now, and you keep seeing even YouTubers and communities growing because of the popularity of voice AI. But I think the pricing of some of these, in use cases and things like that are ridiculous. And so I think we may just go ahead and proactively take a loss, to be able to put pressure on the other people to, tangibly. I'm hoping that it causes a chain reaction in some sort of tangible way. Either one, to help the agency community as a whole get cheaper pricing on things like voice AI, or two, when a voice vendor or voice generation platform gets so many queries or inquiries about why can this person generate it for this cost and I can't, then hopefully those people, like a chain reaction, will drop prices too. So I don't know, we'll see. I think it's a fun experiment. But I hope that, we're 40 minutes in. It's a lot of shit, all right? Put it on 2x speed. 20 minutes out of your day, but that should kind of get you ready for what's coming out. And I know the first question I'm going to get, I post this in school on YouTube, when is it coming out? I'm going to stop giving dates, right? One, like I could, like, right, just for content, I could put this out right now. We'll be totally, totally fine. But I'm not done. When I say I'm not done, there are some things that I want to do, from the idea of like offensive support and success, and then also making it easier to use for you, and some feedback that I've gotten from these 10 or 15 people in this test environment. Those are some things that I would like to take care of proactively. Not for the idea of just like I want to keep an update, and not go out. Because trust me, I want this thing to be done too. I'm so tired. But I just want to make sure that everything has been torture tested to the highest degree. Make sure that you and your clients have every bit of resources that you possibly could ever need, and if not, then ways to handle those. So I'm done rambling. It's 40 minutes. I have to drive 15 hours back to Georgia, and then I got to fly to Canada right from there. So it's happening like 10 minutes after this video is out. So I think that's it. There you go. There's all the new fun stuff. I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that this time that you've spent watching this video has intrinsically been valuable. I genuinely hope so, and I hope that you enjoy your weekend if you're watching today, and if not, enjoy the rest of the year if you're watching then too. So, thanks so much, everybody.